In India, the self-proclaimed largest democracy and secular country of the world, extremist Hindu organizations have been involved in ethnic cleansing of minorities. Recent victims of this ethnic cleansing are Dalit Christians in the state of Orissa. Since August, over 40 persons, most of them Christians, have lost their lives in this violence. According to a BBC television report, over 200 churches have been attacked in Orissa during past few months.
The past few months have seen some of the worst anti-Christian violence in India in decades. There's been devastating riots in the eastern state of Orissa, with the remote district of Kandhamal worst affected. More than 200 churches were attacked by Hindu extremists. Dozens of Indian Christians were killed, and thousands were forced to flee their homes. In October, a nun gave a press conference saying she'd been raped by Hindu militants. There have also been reports of Christians being pressured to convert to Hinduism. Just before I came on air, we spoke to the human rights advocate Joseph D'Souza, who's president of the Dalit Freedom Network. I asked him first, what was the latest situation on the ground?
The latest situation on the ground is extremely tense for all of the Dalit Christians who have been displaced. There are tens of thousands of them in relief camps and some in the forest who are not returning back to their homes because they are said you can't return back unless you reconvert back to Hinduism. So as of now, the situation is unresolved, and there is no rehabilitation of a proper kind taking place there in the Kandhamal area. This is part of a wider phenomena and attacks on minorities. This time it's specifically targeted against the Christians and the Dalit Christians, a sort of religious ethnic cleansing linked to politics. We have had the same kind of thing happen in Gujarat. We have had attacks now going on against Christians in two central states, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and in Karnataka in the south. It's part of a broader campaign and a complete circle of the Hindutva terror campaign against minorities. The violence is spreading at this particular time because the general elections are due early next year, and everybody is preparing for elections, and the politics of communalism is again up to the fore. Religiously fanatic extremist groups are setting the agenda in politics and civil society, and there's no implementation of law. I mean, we are 10 weeks into what has happened in Orissa, and still the law is not being implemented.
All minorities, including Muslims, have been the target of hardline Hindu organizations like Bajrang Dal, Shiv Sena, and Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Muslims' genocide following demolition of Babri Mosque in 1992 and train fire incident in Gotra in 2002 are only two glaring examples of extremist Hindus' inhumanity to minorities. In Kashmir, Muslims and Sikhs have been the victims of the activities of Hindu extremists. To give communal color to Kashmir's freedom movement, Sikhs were killed mercilessly on several occasions, and freedom fighters were blamed for it. However, eyewitnesses and investigations proved that this was part of Hindu extremist conspiracy. Hindu extremist organizations in Jammu this year blocked the Jammu-Srinagar highway to punish Kashmiris for their freedom struggle. This economic blockade crippled the economy of Kashmir Valley, as fruits could not be transported to the market and tourism activity in the valley came to halt.